with that being said, welcome to the Mastermind on April 23rd. That is today, right? Yes. Okay. Yes, because next Friday is the 30th. My days blend together. They blend together. But it's check-in time, you guys. It's accountability time. I have my list from you guys if I'm back in January. So we're going to check in and see how everybody's doing. But first, I want to answer social media questions, Instagram questions, whatever in general you guys have going on. So does anybody have any of those before we do our check-in time? Anybody?
I have way too many questions about Instagram.
Athena said she had way too many questions about Instagram.
Ask me a question, Athena. I will try to help you out. Sometimes I'm good at breaking things down. So
no, I don't understand it.
Oh, you don't? Okay. So you have to.
I don't know how to post stuff on there. I go and I press something and I say stories or whatever, and I never see my pictures. I don't know how it works.
We have to hit the confirm button, but okay, so let's start with the purpose of Instagram, okay? So the purpose is picture and hashtag driven. That's why you have to use appealing pictures and at least 15 hashtags. And that's why you want to have big followed hashtags with smaller ones to kind of meet in the middle so you don't get overlooked, okay? So that's kind of the thing. It is a phone-based one, which you guys all know, and you have to, take the photos that way. Let me see if I can help you on the posting. I don't post a whole lot. I used to post all the time, but now because I post for other people, I don't post for myself. So do as I say, not as I do. Okay. I mean, just throw it
Can
out.
You post for us? That'll be a
I
good
could.
thing.
If you give me your logins, I could do it. I could do it.
I'll send you my login. You can post for me. Don't care what you post.
All right. That works. That works. Okay. So they have, okay. So they've kind of switched it. I don't know if this is going to work, you guys. Okay. Can you see this?
Yeah,
kind of blurry, but you can get the gist of it. So if you're wanting to add a post, you're going to hit this button up here. It's the square with a circle in it to post. Okay. So if we hit that button, then we'll just pull up this photo of my kids. Right. So you have this photo. And then you hit this button right here. Right. And then you can go through your filters, whatever. You're going to just keep hitting the arrow and then type in whatever you want. I'm just going to hit random things as if Meadow posted it. And then you're going to hit this check mark. That's what you have to hit is the check mark in order for it to post to whatever you're wanting it to go to. So if you're wanting it to go to just your feed for you, you're going to hit this button. If you're wanting it to go to stories, then you're going to kind of do the same thing. You have to make sure that you confirm it. So I'm going to confirm it and then it pops up. So maybe, yeah.
All right.
So then it pops up in my newsfeed.
How do you get the picture up there? Because mine always goes to, I guess, the last picture I had up there.
So it should go to the last, the one that pops up should be the last one that you took in your phone. So like I have gallery right here, but you can select that and then select wherever your photos are on your device.
Okay. I got recent. Mine says recent down there. And then something else.
If I went to downloads, it's still going to be the same photo because I had to download it from our Amazon photos. So this down here is where you're going to control where your photos are on your phone and which ones you want to upload.
Okay.
Yeah. And then if you're wanting to take your own, you guys know it's this camera button right here.
Right.
And then it's like take my own. And then that's
Amy, stop. I just finally logged on to Instagram.
Okay, I can start over, Julie. You want me to start over? I can do it. I feel like everybody needs me to start over anyway. So.
Okay, first of all,
what is it?
When it comes up on my phone, it's just I don't see my post. I want to see my post. Where do I see my post? Is it under story?
So what you're going to do is on my phone, it might look different on your guys's because you guys are an iPhone, but you're going to hit your picture icon and that's going to take you to your feed, which is everything that you've posted, whether it's as a business, as you guys individually, you're going to take it and that's going to take you to your feed. Do you see that, Julie?
No, when I touch your story, it's the camera comes up.
Yeah, so that's if you're wanting to post something. So let me see.
It's okay. I just shut the door. I let the dog. I forgot I'm on mic.
No, you're good. Okay, so who has an iPhone? Can you show me your Instagram so I can see what it looks like when it goes to your thing? Just because I'm on a different device.
All right, this is my iPhone and this is my Instagram.
Okay, so
when it
James,
comes up,
when you went to get to your Instagram, how did you do that? So Julie can get where we are.
All right. If I just to my Instagram, I just hit my name and that shows, and it actually brings up the camera. So when you look at it, it's like whatever.
Yeah. So how do you get to your channel? Like for me, I hit this icon down here in the bottom right. I hit my profile icon and it takes me to my profile.
You mean that the figure of the icon of a person?
Yes.
Or the house?
So
the house brings you to just whatever.
That's your entire newsfeed of everybody that you follow.
I think the person brings me to whatever I posted. So if I hit that little person at the bottom there,
yes,
that brings me to my post.
To your channel.
Yes, I can see whatever I posted. So you see, those are all the pictures that I posted on Instagram.
Julie, are you there?
Yeah, I'm just checking to see if this is the last thing we posted, that it shows the last thing we posted. It has some of the pictures. We just used my picture from the Newsweek and put it on social media, or one of the pictures. So, but I'm not sure it's got the most recent one. Anyway, go ahead. So that's where I am.
Okay.
It just has a short description. It's actually a Bayou City Press account. So it has Bayou City Press. And then it has a short description under it, edit profile, promotions, insights, contact, add shop. And then under that, it has the photos.
Right.
Is that what yours has, James?
Yeah. I have a lot of stuff on these mine because I have all these photos. Let's cancel this. And if you start looking at it, it has like edit profile, promotions, insight, all that kind of stuff underneath my Rock Hill name. And then a bunch of photos, all the photos that I have posted.
Right, that's what I have. So okay, can we stop right there? I mean, just tell me if I'm not.
No, you're fine. I want to make sure you guys understand it.
On this page here, I understand edit profile and I understand contact. Actually, I have to check all these buttons out after this thing. But what is add shop and what can I do with that button?
So add shop is if you want to sell something. So like Julie, you could add your ornaments to it, and then when whoever's on your profile, they can see that, and then it'll take them to your site to purchase them. So it's a redirected.
When I add shop, it'll put
you can add
my website,
you can add those things to it.
Where they would buy it from my website.
Yeah, so what it's going to do is it's going to make it where you can upload the ornaments, and when they click on it, it'll take them where they can check out for it. So you're uploading your e-commerce site to it.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's what that is. So if you see underneath all of that, you'll see like I have all of these little bubbles, and I have like where I can add. So that's like I have my adventures, abundantly social, motivational quotes. Those are just things that if I or someone else clicks on, maybe if it wants to work, it'll pull up like different things that I've posted in my stories or whatever, and they can kind of go through and see them, and they're labeled. So I've coordinated photos to go with each one, just if people want to peruse through without going through my whole feed, they can see things that are important to me that I've posted. Does that make sense? So as a business, your e-commerce, you want to post your ornaments, Julie, there, and then people can just continuously see them instead of your stories, which only last for about 12 to 24 hours, your stories, and then they're gone. And that's kind of the beauty and downside of stories, is they're really great for marketing, but they don't last very long, kind of like Snapchat. It lasts for a day and then it's gone.
Well, I mean, you talking about the photos only last for a day?
No, I'm talking about the stories. So like
it only lasts in your feed for a day. People will only see it for a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's like, oh, gone.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I post a photo, which I do every Monday, people can see it on Monday, but on Wednesday, it's no longer viewable.
No, so it'll be viewable in your profile page, If they were to go to it, it'll be viewable there.
Right.
But if you post it as a story, so when you're on your home page and you post it as a story up here, it's only viewable that day and then it goes away. So you have to make sure that you're also posting it as a regular post, or you're saving it so that way people can continuously view it. Does that make sense? I know that can be confusing. It's just like Facebook stories, Julie. You know how those kind of go, and you see like, say that I posted a photo of Meadow for that day and you saw it and you're like, oh, I want to go see it again, but I didn't do it as a post, so you can't re-see the photo. That's the same way that Instagram works for stories. That can be confusing. I don't really use stories. People use stories as like an engagement, like, hey, ask me questions as an author or whatever. And it's like, interact with me this day. Or if you're doing a live on an Instagram TV, it'll go up there in your stories and redirect them to the Instagram TV. That's kind of what stories are for. If you're not comfortable like with Facebook stories and stuff, I don't recommend stories until you really kind of understand how the platform works. We need to make sure you understand it first.
When you say Facebook story, are you talking about the little content that comes up at the top that people click on and they show you like 30 seconds or so?
Right. Yeah.
Of something. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So if you can correlate that Facebook owns Instagram, so a lot of the similarities you'll see is like Facebook stories, Instagram TV, Facebook Watch, right? They're the same thing, but for that platform. So once you figure out how Facebook works and their stories and their watch and everything, then you can kind of take that and put it towards Instagram. The only difference is it's on your phone, not on your desktop. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the reels, I don't know if you guys have seen, I'm sure you guys have seen like TikTok videos of like people dancing or doing makeup, and then they're like drawn all over their face, and like within 30 seconds they like look well done, or they've nailed the dance or whatever. That's what Reels is on Instagram. So I'm gonna say that's for a younger generation, like my niece and nephew age, so like 10 to 14. Or if you have a lot of time to do those. I don't have time to do those. I don't have any time to do those. I'm just going to be honest with you. But Reels was created in competition with TikTok because TikTok is so popular. I would recommend using Instagram how you guys currently are, maybe a little bit more. So Julie, like you post your newsletter once a week on there on Mondays. You could also post, your ornaments on there. On the shop site, that you were bringing up, you can do that just to kind of get more around, your website, your business, the things that you're offering, right? You can post on that. So I would focus on maybe posting, twice a week or whatever, right? And just get the posting down. Don't even worry about stories. Just get the posting and the hashtags, because the hashtags is what is going to drive traffic to your posts and your page on Instagram, because it is very hashtag driven. And coming up with 15 hashtags doesn't sound like a problem. It is the hardest thing I have ever done. But there are so many author hashtags out there that you can use, and your phone will auto-populate them. So when you start using a hashtag, like I'm going to go to the search window so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is the search window. If I want to look up any hashtag, how big and popular it is, whatever. So I'm going to start typing. I'm just going to type author.
Right. Where is the search thing?
It is the magnifying glass down at the bottom.
Yeah.
You're going to type that, and that's going to take you to the whole window, and then you type in at the top where it says search. So I did hashtag authors. I know you guys can't read it. I'm sorry. But I did do hashtag authors, and all of these other hashtags popped up with author in them and how popular they are. So the first one that pops up is authors of Instagram, and it tells you who of your followers is following that hashtag. So then if I went and clicked on that, which is authors of Instagram, you guys all should be using those. I'll put these in an email for you guys to copy and paste, because I know that's beneficial. So when I clicked on it, it has 5 million followers. And I can see what people are posting using this hashtag. And then I can go over here to recent, and I can see the most recent post with it. And the first one right off the bat is a book called Vacant, right off the bat. So then you can go and follow this author if you want to, but your book will appear, or whatever post you use up there that has the hashtag authors of Instagram, it's going to appear right here. And this is how people look for book boxes, podcasts. They're going to go to these hashtags and contact authors.
Authors of Instagram.
All one word, and it's all lowercase.
Okay, see, I'm looking at my last post on Instagram, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hashtags. So you're saying I need more. I need up to
at
15.
least 15.
Okay.
30 would be better, but 15 is good.
Okay,
Wow.
15 to 30. And so of these, whatever I told you, 10 I have, I should go and look at what I don't see where it says how many, like, I didn't use authors. I just used author, AUTHOR. And the first thing it pulls, it doesn't tell me how many people follow that. It pulls up some stuff. Authorology.
I hit that hashtag from your page, Julie, and it has 10.6 million followers. And then I can click on their recent posts and it'll show me who all is using it. The thing that you need to keep in mind with your hashtags is, even if you do them as capitals, when you click on it, searching, it makes them all lowercase. So I know, like, grammatically, it's right to do, self-publishing, the S is capital and the P is, but for hashtags, it doesn't work that way on Instagram. So you don't have to worry about, I guess, not punctuation, but how, like, the English language and writing, right? You have to kind of throw that out the window a little bit.
Right, but if you type in uppercase, it will automatically lowercase it. So I don't have to worry about changing that. But again, I'm back. I saw when I type in author, search for author, it looks like it gives me, what is it giving me? People who also use that hashtag?
So if I type in hashtag author, so what I get is it's pulling up all the top hashtags with the word author in it. And so for me, it's the second one, author, and it tells me who's following it on your friends list. So then you click on that and it's going to tell you how many followers it has and that you should follow it. And so that helps people bring them to your page. Just like going and liking business pages or other authors' pages and sharing their content, to share on Instagram is rather difficult. So it's not like on Facebook when you go and you share a post and everybody in your feed sees that you've shared this post. Instagram doesn't work that way. If you share a post, it goes in a message directly to whoever you shared that post with. It doesn't go on their feed or anything like that. The benefit for Instagram when it comes to shares is tagging people in it, because they're going to get notified and then they can take that post that you've done, screenshot it and put it in their stories and tag other people. So that's when it gets a little bit more complicated. Shares are just very difficult on there. I would recommend tagging instead of doing shares, because once you tag the person like me, we know what to do to get things going in that realm. But sharing is, you're just sharing a direct message. You're not really sharing to their platform, if that makes sense. It gets confusing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm way back where we were before. Because so then you start going on, Amy. I'm still back at trying to find out, trying to get where you got. When I type in, I just had author before. Now I've changed it to hashtag author. And when I search on that, nothing comes up. It shows a bunch of hashtags and who they're followed by. It doesn't say anything about how many people use that.
Right. So you're right here, Julie. So when I did hashtag author, you're seeing all of this. So my first one is authors of Instagram and then hashtag author. I'm going to click hashtag author and it takes me to their page. And then it should say 10.6 million followers.
Okay, I got that. Okay. So I have to click on, so the top one on mine says author Callan Scott.
Okay. So if you clicked on that, it would tell you how many people follow that hashtag.
It's a blog and it doesn't say that at all. It says 113 followers.
Okay, so Julie, up here at the search window, it
Uh-huh,
says top accounts,
uh-huh,
tags, and places.
uh-huh.
On tags or on top, the first one that you see is a page, not an account, because you're looking at an account. That's why I asked that.
Well, top is underlined.
Okay, because see, when I type in author, now I use a lot of author hashtags, so it's going to vary for person to person. When I type in author, I have authors of Instagram or hashtag author of Instagram, hashtag author life month.
That's what I'm showing too. Except
Yeah,
I
so
have
I
this.
would click on one of those. So I would click on, I'm going to click on author life. And then when I click on it, it takes me to a page that looks like this.
Right, it shows 1.4 million.
Right. And then it has the follow button. So it has the top and then the recent posts. And the recent posts are within like the last 5 seconds, people that have used that hashtag.
Okay, so top on this page, I can say I want to follow this person or follow this hashtag or what?
Right, the hashtag.
So I'm following the hashtag.
Uh-huh.
And let's say I follow the hashtag, then somewhere on my site, I'm going to be able to see everything that people using that hashtag have posted.
It'll come up in your news feed of things, different posts that are going on. And then when you go and use that hashtag, you're going to pop up in their recent information. Like I'm going to click on this one right here. I have no idea what it is. The waters are rising, but so am I. And then it tells you who posted it. And then that's how you can build relationships with other authors. That's how Haley's doing it. So you can build relationships this way. And then you can collaborate and do all these things and build the engagement. And that's also going to direct people to your post on top of your business page and stuff like that. It's a marathon though. It's not a sprint. It doesn't happen. Like if I go and use this hashtag and do a post, I'm not going to have 500 likes on my page. That's where consistency kind of comes into play. How often you're doing it, how often you're using that hashtag.
Okay, stop. Sorry. Go back. Where are you? Where did we on? We're on the search hashtag. And what is it that you searched on?
I'm currently looking at hashtag author life, which is 1.4 million.
Okay, so you went there.
Mm-hmm.
And you went to the page.
And then I went to reset.
You're on hashtag author life.
Uh-huh.
And then you clicked on hashtag author life, right?
Yep. And then it opens up with
1.4 million and follow.
Yep. And then if you look down, it says top and then reset. So whatever post that you use,
okay,
it'll be under recent. And that's where you can build relationships with other authors and writers and, do cross promotion that way.
So
Just making
top
sense.
shows you the top one, recent, you can build relationships.
The recent is going to be within like, this post is the most recent one and it's from 2 minutes ago. So it's going to be, within the last 5 seconds or so, I would say.
So if I have followed that hashtag, this post of Christine Carlson doing the yoga would show up in my stream?
It should. It does that for me.
Okay, now next step. Where do I go to see the stream?
All right, so you're going to hit your home icon.
Home icon.
And that's going to take you to everybody that you follow. This is what I call your news feed for Instagram. So everyone that you follow that post, it's all going to be right here.
Okay, I see a post by Lydia.
Yep. So this is where you can like stuff, and then what you guys all know is the heart, and then the bubble is to comment, and this little square thing is to share it, but you're sharing as a direct message to somebody. See,
okay, heart is I like, bubble is what?
Bubble is to leave a comment, and then if I hit the share button, this is the arrow. So if I this is from Adam Smasher. So I'm gonna hit the little square, looks like a back in the day, when they would do paper airplanes, right?
Right.
So I'm going to hit that button, and then all of these people pop up, and it's to send it as a direct message to them. That's
Right.
the share button.
And what
That's
is the little thing that looks like a ribbon over on the far right?
That is to bookmark that post.
Bookmark. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. Now you were saying that Haley uses something to build relationships, and what is that?
Those are the hashtags that you're following, that you're using. Those are going to help build relationships. She also does stories and stuff, but those are super complicated.
Okay, so like I already have a relationship with, she's got, I don't know if you see this post, it's for me, it's 2 down.
Okay.
Lydia, man writes dragons. Doesn't say when it was, so I can't tell you that.
That's okay.
But it's, so if I wanted to build a relationship with Lydia, when I didn't have one, what would I do when I have her post up here?
I would click on, okay, so let me take you there. So here's Haley's post, right? I mean, I follow Haley, but I'm going to show you what to do. So her name is by H.C. Kilgour. So I'm going to
Actually,
click
this
on
says the name down there is yours. It's Abundantly Social.
No, I haven't. I don't know. I didn't post for Lydia today.
Oh,
But
it must be, the next post must be yours then.
sure. You can click, if you click Abundantly Social, it'll
Uh-huh.
take you to my profile page, which is where you can follow me individually. You can follow me as me and not as like a hashtag.
I see. And let
Uh-huh.
me see, following.
Yep.
I hit the follow. Is that you following or me following?
If it looks like this right here with the
Uh-huh.
down arrow, then
Uh-huh.
we're following each other.
I'm not sure I followed that.
It's
When I
okay.
hit-
Look, I'll go to your page and see if we're following each other. Yeah, see, so we follow each other, or Bayou City Press, I follow you. And
All
you
right,
follow
so
me.
I see where it says following there, that's the people that I'm following.
Yeah, so up here at the top of your page, it says that you have 87 posts. Your followers is 148, and you're following 119. I'm one of the 119 that you're following.
Okay, I've taken up, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I want to make sure you understand it. It is a big platform, and it can get super confusing, especially since it's on your phone, which isn't as big as a laptop, right? I mean, the desktop screen is a lot bigger than your phone. So I understand 100%. I still don't really understand Reels. So that's why I can't really help you out on Reels. I feel like
but just to go back, so I have, like I said, 10 hashtags. I should go through each of these 10 and see how they're doing in numbers. I should add a few more, 5 more. You're going to send us an email or something with good hashtags for us to be using.
Yep.
And I vary my hashtags each week depending on what my post is.
That's okay. That's fine. I would
Like
just
if it's about Spain, I put hashtag Spain, or if it's about.
Yeah, and that's fine. It should vary based on your content, but you should have some that are consistent, like authors of Instagram, publishing company, Bayou City Press.
Yeah.
Those are ones that you're going to consistently use. And then you're going to change out, maybe you change out the 5 or you change out 2 or 3 that actually correlate with the content that you're posting, right? But everything else should be pretty consistent. It helps build the repetition and consistency of your followers and seeing.
Okay. So what you're saying is develop a list of at least 15 that I'm going to use every week.
Uh-huh.
And then I can have additional ones that vary.
Yep, that's what I would do. That's probably the best advice I could give you. Honestly, if you take nothing else away from this mastermind, take that away. That's what you should do.
The best advice you gave was you will do it. If I just send you my information.
I will send you hashtags that I use that I know are super popular in between. I think work for everybody collectively. Yes, I will do that 100%.
On books, focused on books.
On books,
authors.
on publishing companies. I mean,
yeah,
you
that's
should
fine.
definitely
Books,
be using yours.
Those are all
Yeah.
okay.
Like you can use hashtag your name. which I know is somewhat popular with authors. The only issue with that is you don't have, you're not like J.K. Rowling's, right? If I hashtag her name, I know who that is. I'm looking for her books, right? People don't really know you. So it's not that it's a wasted effort, but it's kind of like you may not get a whole lot of feedback on that because the world doesn't know you yet, right? So you need to use bigger hashtags to help with the smaller ones. So that's what I will send to you to help you out a little bit, for sure. Definitely a marathon, not a sprint, though. We just have to remember that when we get overwhelmed and frustrated that it's not going the way that we want, because I get that all the time. So just keep that in mind.
Okay, so I don't fool around with this social media stuff much. I barely look at Facebook.
Right.
So this is on my phone. Let's say I decided I'm going to try to start using it. So I'm sitting in the doctor's office. I can just go to Instagram, do the house, the homepage, and scroll down that news feed.
Yep, and you can like posts, you can comment, whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
It's the best way to describe it, or I guess how millennials describe it, is it's a way to kill time. So when you're sitting there, you don't really have anything to do, you're not writing, you're waiting in a doctor's office or in your car before you go in the doctor's office. It's just mind numbing. I know that sounds so bad, but it's mind numbing because you're just scrolling, right? Just endless. So that's sad but true. That's the truth of it. It's mind numbing.
Read.
I mean,
I've seen this. Just read.
Yeah,
I mean, you can do that, but then you're not building awareness.
Yeah, I always carry a book with me in my handbag, but there's, if I have to spend all my time on my telephone, I don't need to carry a book anymore.
Kindle on my phone. So everywhere I go, I read. So I am on my phone. People will see me on my phone, but I'm reading.
Yeah, but here's the downside to that, though, is you're not driving more readers for your stuff. You're a reader and you're reading other people's stuff, but you're not driving traffic to your readers to read stuff that you're writing and you're putting out, or that your publishing company's putting out, right? So it's a double-edged sword there.
Yeah, and the other thing is, if you're spending your time reading, like you say, you're not driving anybody anywhere. That's something you want to do when you want to occupy your time. The mind numbing stuff is like, if I scroll through, and I do it on Facebook more than I do on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
But if you're scrolling through stuff, you read something, oh, I like that, I comment to that, and it's just an idea of just do it to get your name out there, So you just comment on somebody, you like somebody's stuff, it's a rabbit hole sometimes because you go into Facebook or one of these things and you just spend way too much time. But if you got nothing better to do, it's fine. Like
the videos will get you for sure. But I would say, and I mean, this is from someone that's on social media all the time, so I'm not personally posting for me, right? And my grandmother gets so mad because she's like, I want to see your kids and everything like that, So I try to post more, but I'm on so many different people's social media accounts all day that I don't want to maintain my own. But realistically, right, this is do as I say, not as I do. Take it as however you want. You could be on there for 5 to 10 minutes. Hopefully you don't rabbit hole like me and James do. But you could be on there. You could share some content, even if it's just from the group or what you're doing. You can share it to all the groups and stuff. And then you could be done for the day. 5 or 10 minutes a day. But I mean, if you do it for 10 minutes a day, that's 50 minutes a week. That's like an hour a week. That's on one platform, unless you're super quick with your fingers and you can do it on Facebook and on Instagram. I don't recommend that. It gets overwhelming if you try that. But I mean, let's just say that it takes an hour and a half a week to do Facebook and Instagram because you guys are still learning and figuring out Instagram. You'll get faster at it. But that's an hour and a half that you're promoting yourself and keeping your name and your book and your business and what you're doing out there. And the rest of that time, don't make me calculate hours for the week, okay? But the rest of that time, you can be reading, you can be doing other business stuff, you can be writing, right? And I know at time for a lot of people is hard, and that's I'm here. So that's where my abundantly social helps. But I don't know your audience and your market as well as you guys do because you guys write it. So It's hard to commit an hour and a half. I totally understand that. But small increments, eventually you'll get faster at it and then it'll become easier. You know what I'm saying? It can get overwhelming when you're like, oh, I need to be on Facebook, I need to be on Twitter, I need to be on LinkedIn, I need to be now on Instagram, and then what? It's Clubhouse. I need to figure Clubhouse out, right? That's so overwhelming because social media is like the fashion wheel, right? Like the 90s styles is coming back, crop tops, flared pants, all that's coming back into style, right? And so you have that, and social media is kind of the same way. You're going to have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, super popular, and then you're going to have Clubhouse and TikTok, and then it all kind of shifts where these are your main focuses, and these ones you need to maintain, but you don't need to actively be doing as much on these other ones. That's why it changes every 6 months, every 3 to 6 months, and that's why people hate the algorithm, because it's so hard to figure it out. Because by the time you figure it out, it's changed, right? So baby steps. Don't dive in. Okay, you're gonna hit your head on the bottom of the pool. Don't do that. Just dog paddle. Figure it out. Figure the pool out. Okay, that's what I do. I'm not a strong swimmer. I doggy paddle. Okay, yeah, I got this. But I am here for all your questions. That's why I knew the Instagram one was a lot of information to process. I understood it. I do it every day. So I totally get it. I felt like you guys needed help on it and to break it down. That's the point of today. If we get to check-ins, we get to check-ins. If not, hey, that's next week. I'm all good with it. I want to make sure you guys understand platforms that are good for your market. So there's nothing wrong. You can ask me anything. I can go over anything else that you need. Just don't feel overwhelmed, because it's very easy to feel that way, and don't. It's all good. All good.
So I think what would help me, and maybe James and Athena and Greg, is if you can take some time one day and look at my, whatever it is called, page, or
yeah, your profile,
my profile and my page, and what's there, and suggest how I can improve it. For example, I know that Instagram is picture driven, and I post a picture every time, but I also post wording. So, maybe I'm just throwing this out. Maybe your suggestion is you should only post one sentence, or I don't know, you should post twice a week instead of once, or you should do whatever your suggestions are going to be.
Yeah.
And then I can take them or not take them, but I have an idea. Or your pictures are boring, or whatever it is, I don't.
Yeah.
You
want me to help you with a strategy. So you want me to go through and break down what you guys are doing and maybe help you implement a better strategy for it. That's fine. I do that every day, girl. I got it. I got you. I can send it in an email. So
and again, I'm trying to make this all as time efficient as I can. So I put my first effort into my newsletter, and then the social media posts play off the newsletter.
Right.
And that's been one of my fears, is like I post on Facebook. So the Instagram post, which is a sister of Facebook, is essentially the same thing, sort of, kind of.
Yep, but they're going to have different audiences on each one.
So I don't need to worry about that.
No, because think of it here, right? So everybody and their mother is on Facebook, okay? That is like the most age diversity platform there is, right?
I thought younger people didn't look at Facebook at all.
Not as much anymore. There's a whole thing going on, right? Instagram is going to be younger people. So your max for Instagram, I'm going to say age-wise, is going to be 35, maybe 40 for Instagram, for your market, right? So if your book doesn't target that age range, it's not worth putting in a whole lot of effort. It's worth maintaining like what you're doing, the one post a week. It's worth doing that. But if your target market is not in that age range, don't waste your time, because it's literally a waste of time. You may hit 4 or 5 people on there, right? But that's not really going to do anything for you when your target market is probably much older, probably professionals that can afford to travel and afford to do these things, right? So your target market is going to be on Pinterest and LinkedIn. I know Pinterest sounds crazy, but people like me go to find that. I go to find creative books for my kids and different activities to do with my kids, right? And if I'm traveling, one of these days I'm going to travel. Okay. I'm just saying. I've been watching too much HGTV to not travel, I go and I look at Pinterest and the different, they have different guides, and here's the 10 best places that I found in Spain and all those things, right? You can get creative with it. That's where people go for those kind of things, right? They go there for fantasy books like James. They definitely go there for fantasy, sci-fi, murder mystery. It's a huge market, like untapped market right there. But that's going to be more your guys's age range for your audience of readers, right? LinkedIn, Pinterest, and Facebook, because they're user friendly. Instagram is user friendly for the younger generation. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm younger and I get it. It's hard for me, okay? I'm 28 and it's hard for me because it's changing all the time. So that's not your target market. You're looking for user-friendly platforms because those are your readerships. They're going to be on those platforms.
Okay, let's hypothetically say I decide to spend more time on Instagram. And
Okay.
how can I measure success? What would be the measure of success that I am being more effective on Instagram? Is it
Your
more
insight?
followers? Is it more?
No,
people
it's going to be more engagement. So it's going to be more likes on your page, more comments. That's how you're going to do that. And your insights will kind of give you, like Haley was saying, the best times to post, how many people are going to be on, right? And a rule of thumb on any insights that you see is, say that 8 o'clock in the morning is prime time for you. You want to post 15 to 10 minutes before 8. So your information and your post shows up in their newsfeed at 8 o'clock when they're going through it. You don't want to post right at 8, because if they've already started scrolling at 8 and your post is at the top, they're already halfway down the page. You see what I'm saying? So you want to post 10 to 15 minutes before that prime time to
Okay,
make
now
sure.
where do you find that prime time?
So that's going to be under your insights tab. Let me pull mine up. Okay. So your insights, just rule of thumb, you're only going to get your insights and promotions and stuff if you have an Instagram business account. Your personal account, it's not going to show up. Okay, just rule of thumb.
So I'm not going to see that.
No, you will. You had your insights on there.
So I'm back to,
This
I
is
guess,
my
the home
insights.
page.
This is my
Where do you
insight.
get? I'm on the home page, and where do I get to?
So you're going to hit the person icon on the right side to go to your page.
Uh-huh. All right.
And then it's going to show up next to promotions underneath edit profile.
Okay, I see insights.
But
Now,
also,
where does it show prime time to post?
So you're going to go under insights, and it's going to tell you the post reach. I don't have that because I don't post, but it should be under like see all. Yeah. Okay. So if you hit see all, and then you're going to get a graph like this. Scroll down.
I'm not seeing that. When I go to insights,
I don't see all either.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. Your audience.
So next
By
to
your audience,
hit
and then see all on the right.
Okay,
yeah,
got that.
Sorry. And then you're going to scroll all the way down, and it's going to have the graph of the times down here at the bottom.
That's nobody.
Okay, most active times.
Your most active, or just most active times. So for me, it is 6 p.m. I don't know why.
Okay, so my thing, well, let me see.
It varies per day. So keep that in mind, is you're going to see most active times, and then you'll see the 2 arrows on either side, and it'll say Thursday or Friday. So my Thursday looks a lot different than my Friday for active times. So it's going to vary day by day.
So mine says it's just exact. Well, I have so few probably. It's consistent across. It
Okay.
doesn't really matter.
So those are hours. You can also do days.
Same thing.
What was I throw my phone? But you can change it to hours, hours, and then days. So my days, right, are pretty consistent, but my hours, like this is for today, my hours are not. So my peak time for Friday is at noon. I don't know why it's at noon, but that's my peak time. And my page, it tells you, the percentage of your gender. So then you can kind of customize the post that you're doing to appeal to that audience. That's a whole nother can of worms, though. We won't get into that today, because that's a whole nother can of worms right there.
Okay.
But yeah, but what also is interesting is your age range. So my age range on here of people that follow me, businesses and stuff, is what I said, 25 to 34. I have less than 10% that is 65 and over. And once I hit that 35 to 44, it goes from 40% down to 18. Big difference there. So this is where it can kind of help you. But here's a fun little fact, so you guys don't hate me, okay? So up here, because I manage so many other pages, right? So it does drop down arrow, but it has that plus with the square around it, like I mentioned for you guys to do posting. If you hit these 3 lines, it'll take you where you can select your insights. You can select your archived insights, your activity. If you want to do a QR code, if someone wants to follow you, they can do a QR code. You can post that on Insta or on Facebook, whatever, and then they can scan it and it'll take them directly to your page. You can do the cart, like if I was shopping, right? And then discover people, all kinds, and then you're saved. Julie, that's where that bookmark came in. This is where you can see what you've saved. So those are the 3 little bars up at the right-hand side of your app. Right here, Julie.
Yeah, settings, archive, insights, your activity, a QR code. So I'd have to create a QR code. And
nope, you click it and it's already created. You can't see it. There you go.
I do see Bayou City Press. But how do I?
There you go.
Like if I was at a festival, I say, here, follow me, here's my QR code.
You could have it printed on cards, but you could also be like, you could just leave it up and have it laying on the table and be like, hey, if you want to follow me, scan this code and we can follow each other and we can, build a relationship and whatever we need to do, right? And it leaves it up. So QR codes, I will be honest with you, are super popular. So like Julie, you're doing Comic Palooza, and then you're doing Alan's event, right? Comic Conroe. So, I mean, you could have these printed on a small thing, or you can even, like on a business card. And if you're wanting to get more followers, then you can have this QR code and you can have it, for Instagram, and then they could just follow that one. The more convenient you make it for people to follow you and interact with you, the more they're going to do it. And that's sad but true. But if it's inconvenient, they got to find you and type your name, do all this stuff, then you've lost a follower. The more convenient it is, which these QR codes make it super convenient, there's no reason why they won't follow you. The easier and more followers it's going to be.
So Amy, the QR code, send them to your Instagram account? Okay, so it's not like a QR code that you create to go anywhere.
No. Yeah, it's specifically going to take them to your page. Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, you could, like here it has it where I can change the color, all kinds of stuff. And I mean, I could screenshot this or whatever and put it on different social media accounts. I could hit this share button right here and select where I want it to go, what other platforms, email, text message, whatever, right? That's kind of the power of them being created by the same person, is it's really easy to post on those platforms.
What is this other stuff? When I punch color, it comes up emoji.
That changes the screen type, the background type.
Yeah, it's going to change the background.
Just the background.
Yeah, if you want to change the color, just hit the screen itself.
And then it says selfie.
Yep, you could take a photo of yourself.
And that's the background for the QR code?
But if you just type the screen like James says, it changes the background. Like they were my brand colors back in the day. So that's why it auto just goes to that.
Well, I'm tapping it and it's not doing anything.
You have to type right here, just the color.
Do like this. Don't tap the word color, just tap the screen itself. And don't tap the QR code because I don't know what that does.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So that's where that's why I say you have to just be familiar with it, but that's where just getting in there and playing, when you're doing your mind numbing, just scrolling down, you can just get in there and play around, and just make it easier. It'll get easier with time, but it's not very user friendly. You really have to play around with it to understand how it works, do a bunch of research, which I've done all the research. I mean, I can help you guys. It's just, you have to get in there and play around with it. There's only so much that I can do, right? But like how we're doing it now, everybody's interacting, you guys are doing it on your phone as we go. Then next time you're going to learn it. It may take a couple times of us doing this, but eventually you're going to get it. And that's kind of the beauty of it. You see what I'm saying? So it makes it, because not everybody at Facebook was great at Facebook. Okay. I mean, there's still so many changes on Facebook I'm trying to figure out, right? It's always evolving. It's always changing. So,
Okay, so I use hashtags on several things on my posts. Every Monday, these posts go out to social media. And I'm trying to pull it up so I can see which ones I use
okay.
hashtags on. So I have hashtags on my Facebook author page, my Facebook Bayou City Press page, my Instagram page, my Twitter page, and my LinkedIn page. So all 5 have hashtags. Do these hashtags cross platforms, or do you have to research the hashtags for each platform?
No, so the key thing about hashtags is to keep in mind their keywords, and you want them to correlate with keywords on your website. So if I go, to Facebook and I type in hashtag this or whatever, because it's a search engine, right? So if I hashtag this, you want to pop up, but if you also want to pop up if I go to Google and type in the same thing. So that's where being consistent with your keywords on all of your platforms is going to help you.
So you do want to use the same hashtags on all platforms.
If it's in like your bio and stuff, yes, you want to make sure that it's like that, and you want to be consistent with it, because they're going to drive everything back. So you can use hashtags in your bio, like on Twitter and on LinkedIn and stuff like that. In your posting, I mean, there's some that you want to be similar, right? Like we were saying, Bayou City Press, publishing, author. Those are like no-brainers. You should be using those all the time. Whether it correlates with your post or not, it is you as a business. And then you interchange 2 or 3 of them. But those should be consistent on all platforms.
Okay. Well, I got it for now for Instagram, but like Twitter, you only have to have whatever it is, 140 characters. So I can't put 15 hashtags there.
No, so Instagram is going to be the only platform that you're going to do that with. Is only going to be that one. So LinkedIn, you want to keep it very professional looking, and I would not use more than 5, and that's like your max, and that goes for the same for Facebook. Twitter is just different in and of itself because you only have a limited amount of characters to use. So you want your copy, like your sentence or whatever, to be short. So that way you can use, 5 or 6 hashtags. They're not going to be 15. Instagram is the only one that's like super hashtag driven. That's why you have to use so many to get seen. All these other ones, I mean, anywhere between 4 to 5, maybe 6 would be fine.
So Facebook 5, LinkedIn 5.
Yeah. And then Twitter's going to be, 5 or 6, depending on how long your copy is that you're writing or your headline. But the one thing you don't want to do, and this is just because I've learned this over the past, is on Instagram, it gives you the option where you can also post on Facebook. Don't do that, because all those hashtags are going to post with it, and it on Facebook, it looks it just looks unappealing and unprofessional when you do that. On Instagram, it's what's needed, right? You can put it in the comments and stuff. But on Facebook, you don't want to have all those hashtags going, or it's like, oh, I'm super crazy. It gives you an unprofessional look. And that's just feedback that I've gotten years, because I used to do it and I was like, oh, this is so easy, right? And then they're like, yeah, no, that doesn't look appealing. You want to come off on all of your platforms professional, right? But you don't want to, you want to play to each platform. So that's where hashtags are different. Instagram is the only one that you use 15 to 30 hashtags, the only platform. So just, you know, I've learned it over the past, I've gotten feedback with it. So that's just, take it how you want, but that's the advice I can give you on that. So, but any more questions that I can answer at this moment in time?
I got a
Greg
question.
unfortunately left us, but I wanted to ask him, but maybe you know, like, do you know, does he use QR codes at his booths when he's at these festivals?
That I don't know. I would highly recommend it. They are super popular right now. And especially with it being, you know, open, you don't really know if people are going to want to be touching stuff. So it might just be better to appeal to everybody. But I can ask Greg that. I actually have his chat open in my window. So I can ask him that, Julie, and get you the answer for you. James, you had a question?
Yes, we're not doing a podcast this week, but do you still want to meet around 2:00? We can discuss Greg's book.
Yeah.
And Myron's book and stuff like that.
Yeah, that works for me.
Okay,
I got
so
you
we'll
down
do that.
every other Saturday, whether we meet or not. So
Yeah.
you're on my calendar, so I don't forget. So
Okay, so yeah,
Yeah.
so let's do that. Let's talk this weekend about book launches.
yeah, that works for me. We can settle on dates and stuff.
Yeah.
So I like it. Like it. Well, you guys don't get overwhelmed. Social media can easily overwhelm you, but it's going to be good. We're going to do the social media made easy. So I know Sandy's probably going to have a PowerPoint because she likes those. I like more kind of sharing my screen and you guys doing it as I do it, so you understand it. So it's going to be a combination of both, just so you know. But I mean, the easier I can make it for you guys, hopefully, the better and more successful you guys will be at it. Because it's challenging. I totally understand. And that's coming from someone that does it every day.
Yeah. How many people are going to be on tonight's thing with Corinne?
I plan on being there.
That's at 6:30 my time, so it's like
7:30
5
her time.
Yeah,
So it's 5:30 my time.
5:30 your time. Yeah.
Yeah, I plan on being there. I think Sandy's going to be there. So if my kids cooperate, I should be there. So yeah, Lord knows that doesn't always work. Okay, it doesn't always work.
Leave
What's
them
the
kids
thing
alone.
You've listed, it's a book launch, Andrea Bailey, tomorrow at 7 p.m.
Yep. So that's the Inklings writer. It's Andrea Barbosa. She's finishing off her Olympian Love series. So her book launch is tomorrow from 7 to 9. If you want to be, James, I have Zach being there since he is Greek and it takes place in Greece. So he's going to be on to talk along with Athena, or not Athena, Andrea, and all of us kind of helping correlate it and make it fun. So it's from 7 to 9. It's really just kind of going to go however long the conversation fills out, and we have a lot of fun stuff coming up. So
And that's
gonna be
7
tomorrow.
Central.
Yes, sorry.
Okay,
Yes,
so we'll be
7
there.
Central, so 8 your time,
Yeah.
8 to 10 your time. Ooh, that's late. I'm just saying. For me.
That's a good time. It's a good time.
Yeah. So that's coming up, and then I have Rox and Charles are doing their Enigma Factor. Their first book in this series is going to be free May 6th, 7th, and 8th. So that's going to be in May. But that's all that I have at the moment. It's all my updates that I have at the moment. So yeah. But if there's no other questions or anything, I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. So, and I'm here for you guys if you need me. I'll be sending out the email of all the hashtags. So
Okay. And I'll be sending you my information for Rock Hill Publishing. I'm putting it on you. At least for a little while. At least so we get this thing settled.
that works. That works. No worries. Just send me all the information and we can kind of strategize on some good stuff to post. So
Yep.
yeah.
All right.
All right. You guys have a great weekend.
All right.
Bye, you guys.